So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to look at the points that are given to you, and each point that we have has an x value and a y value with it. So I actually want us to write x and y above both the points. So if you're given any information in an example somewhere or a question later on, and you want to try and use a formula properly, one of the best things to do is actually just write x and y above your points, alphabetical order. Point 1, the first x is 2. Point 1, the first y is 6. So 2 and 6 come from point 1. Point 2, the x value is 10, and the y value is 12. So x2 is 10, y2 is 12. Again, we just get that information from grabbing x and y out of the points. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put those numbers into the formula. And again, if you want to start off like a step before this, slope is our change in y over our change in x. That's what the formula is, rates of change. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So we talk about how things change. We're talking about the difference between them. How did the temperature change? You find the difference from the two temperatures, so you subtract them. For us to do our formula then, we want to know what is the slope. And the slope, according to our formula, is y2 minus y1. Order is very important in math. 12 minus 6 is not the same thing as 6 minus 12. You think it is, but it's not. The 6 minus 12 is negative 6. 12 minus 6 is positive 6. Those are very different numbers. So when it says y2 minus y1, we want to make sure we go 12, and we want to subtract the first y value, which in this case is 12 minus 6. So that's y2 minus y1. For x2 minus x1, same thing. 10 was my second x, and I want to minus my first x. And my first x was 2. So the formula, plug in the values that you know, and now we just do the math. So again, when you start doing slope equations, the formula is the new part of the lesson. This 12 minus 6 and 10 minus 2, those are just math skills that we bring to class with us. So that's 6, and that is 8. What this should mean to you, again in words, is that you are finding a slope that goes up 6, and it goes right 8. So a 6 over 8 means up 6 and right 8, because they're both positive numbers. That's a real good answer, but that's not the answer we want. The hidden math skill here again is once you get to 6/8 is you want to write it as a ratio in lowest terms, so you write it as 3/4. Don't use decimals, don't use 0.75, it's a rise over a run. So we always use integers in the top number and integers in the bottom number, so the slope is 3/4. We can plot our points, we can do rise over run and make sure that that matches as well. But the idea here is that we don't have to plot and count, we can just do the math, and the slope is 3/4.